We like it. We like the music so much.
I know.
We just say how much we like the music. We can't get it off.
Right. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brand Rewind live on this Thursday, June 23rd. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with us. We really do appreciate it. I'm Denise Kegler with MDK Brand Management, coming to you from outside of Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi, everyone. I am Barika Phillips Bell, and I am coming to you from the sunny and very, very hot Los Angeles, California, and I am with B3 Media Solutions.
All right. And hello, I'm Patia Abdul Razak, and I'm with the Stylista Group, and I'm coming to you from Harlem, New York City. And we're missing one person today, Zoe, our number 4. Zoe is actually celebrating her daughter's graduation. So congrats to the entire Mitchell family. Yay!
Yay.
Zoe. We'll miss you, but we know you're not missing us right now.
She's enjoying her life right now.
Yes.
Exactly. So today is interesting. So today is National Public Service Day. So perhaps some of you are out there doing your duty and doing some. So today is, and it's also interestingly enough, Math SAT Day.
Oh, don't miss those days at all.
I don't miss that day.
Not at all. So, I think about Brain Rewind and thinking about Math SAT Day takes me, like we said, takes us back to those days. And those were not good days, let me tell you, right?
No,
there is nothing to want to be rewound to regarding the SATs. Not at all in any shape. But so we've got a fun show lined up, some very interesting topics, as we always usually find. So we are going to kick off with this really fun topic. But before I get to that, don't forget, as we always say, don't forget to put your comments, say hello, ask your questions in the chat, and we will review the chat throughout the show.
And all right. Nancy Bell just said hello.
Hi, Nancy.
Thanks for watching.
Here. Thanks for being here again, Nancy. Nancy's one of our regulars. That's the word we came up with last week, right? Regulars.
Yes.
Hey, Nancy. Oh my gosh. So ladies, we were talking about this story. I said, we have got to talk about this during Brain Rewind Live, which is, and some of you might have seen this story because it did make the news last week or earlier this week. Father-daughter duo wanted in connection with a Girl Scout cookies scam. Okay, so first of all, just think about those 3 words together. 4 words. 3 words. Girl Scout cookies scam. There should not be any scams related to Girl Scout
cookies.
No.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Who wants to scam Girl Scout cookies? Well, no one should. But in New York, Patia, in New York,
here we go again.
Obviously, New York.
There we go again. New York.
Here we go again. This cookie scam is underway, and the police are looking for this father and his daughter. But what's so sad, first of all, any age daughter to be involved in something like this. But what's really sad is this girl, supposedly, according to people who they scammed, is around 5 or 6 or 7 years old.
It's horrible.
Can you imagine? So what's happening is, according to reports, the father and the daughter are going up to homes in the New York area, knocking on doors and claiming to sell Girl Scout cookies. Now, reportedly, the father stands on the corner away from the house smoking a cigarette while the girl walks up and knocks on the door. The owners open the door and they see this probably precious little girl there, and she's claiming to sell Girl Scout cookies. Now, I've been a Girl Scout. Perhaps some of you have been Girl Scouts. You sell cookies. Usually you don't pay until you actually get the cookies, right? Isn't that right in your experience, right?
Yes.
They probably, because she's probably so cute and sweet, and seemingly honest, this girl somehow convincing these unsuspecting homeowners to fork over their 20 or 30, whatever dollars before they ever get the cookies. So you know how this story ends, right?
Yeah.
There are no cookies.
No cookies. And so they're getting this money, they're leaving, and they never see the folks again. Now, what's great is Girl Scouts of America, I guess, is honoring, because they heard about the story, and they're honoring all of the cookie sales. They're going and they're actually giving the cookies
Oh,
to the people who bought them. But shame on that father if this is true.
yeah.
Shame on you, father, if this is true. For
Absolutely.
putting, doing this with your kid, doing it all, but doing it with your kid.
Well, I think that, like, because I was a Girl Scout too, and it's that time of, like, whenever it comes around, you're always excited. Like, you love Girl Scout cookies, you want to support. So I can definitely see, like, if you some cute little girl comes to your door, you want to
Yeah.
help them, like, you want to support them because you're a parent or you have, like, nieces and nephews who are that age.
Mhm.
But honestly, like, we can't take off our thinking cap, and if I've never met you, I'm not gonna give you $20. So
Right.
Exactly.
you can give me some.
Right.
Agreed.
It's like I don't know you, even though you have a cute daughter. I just don't know why I would give you money, and I've never seen you before. So
Yeah.
do
Right.
you know if those were like people in his neighborhood, or they were complete strangers?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Probably I don't know. I don't know if they were strangers or friends in the neighborhood. My guess, what do I know? My guess is that they didn't know them. That's my
Yeah, I would assume so because if these were your neighbors, they would catch up to you pretty quick,
Yeah, pretty
right?
quickly.
yeah.
So
So why
they're
would you?
probably traveling away from where they really live to do this, right?
Yeah,
Which is
I'm
very
guessing.
concerning. Like, this is what you're teaching your 5-year-olds?
Yeah, this is what, and what is she going to grow up thinking? I mean, will she remember this? And when they arrest them, because we all know they're going to get
He's going to
arrested.
get
They're
caught.
going to get caught.
Yes,
Absolutely.
They're
Yes.
going to, first of all, there's a camera on every corner. I can't believe they haven't gotten caught
exactly,
yet.
exactly.
It's
So,
just ridiculous. It really is. It really is ridiculous. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's just unfortunate that she has to learn something like this, because when they do catch up with him, they're gonna put him in jail. And
Yeah.
hopefully, she ends up with someone that's like family. But I really feel bad for the little girl, because he put her in a position to where they have to now be separated
Right.
once he's
Right.
caught. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm sure she has absolutely no idea what she's doing is illegal.
right.
No
Exactly.
idea.
It's
First
like
of all,
I'm sure that it's a game. I'm
it's
sure.
Right.
yeah. First of all, she's too young to process it anyway, but I'm sure he didn't tell her that what they were doing was not above board and legal. But yeah, this was a sad and unfortunate story, and I hope that it works out okay for the daughter,
Right.
and that this is not look into what her future will
It's
be.
going to be like, exactly.
It's not going to
Exactly.
be indicative of what
Exactly.
her future life will be. Let's hope. Let's hope.
But you have to commend Girl
Girl
Scouts for, like,
Scouts, I was going to
stepping
say
up.
that.
Like
Kudos
that.
to them for stepping up.
Yeah.
That's a great
I
um
agree.
brand story. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. They're
yeah. No,
protecting their brand, right? That's
well,
Exactly.
that's the thing. They're protecting their. You're right, because his father could very easily be putting a black mark on this
exactly.
thing, this
Exactly.
whole cookie,
Right.
brand.
Right.
And so that's a good spot, bright spot in the story. You're right, Patia. That's good.
Yeah.
Good for that brand.
Good for that brand.
Yeah. On that note, Patia, what you got is in our next segment, because now we're going to switch to our next segment, which is ripped from the headlines. And there's
Absolutely.
always something good in the headlines,
There's
Patia.
always something good. I've been taking a break from US news for a little bit. I just need, especially since New York's always, in the spotlight for the wrong reason. I need a break. So I have another overseas story. Colombia is welcoming their first ever Black vice president, and she's also a woman, which is amazing. So her name is Francia Marquez, and this is a big deal because she's Afro-Colombian. And a lot of the South Americans, people in Latin America as well, that have African heritage, have been marginalized for a really long time. This is a historic situation, and because of this, I was reading an article that says many people who do have African roots, in Colombia and the rest of South America, if they can pass, and this is, very similar to what actually happened here in the United States, they
Mm,
don't identify as being Afro-Colombian or whatever, because they don't want to be marginalized. So hopefully, with her having such an important role in society, things like this will change.
mm,
However, about 1 in 10 Colombians do identify as being Afro-Colombian. So for them, this is huge.
yeah.
In terms of who she is, she's a lawyer and longtime activist, and the winner of what they call the Goldman Prize, which is a prestigious recognition in environmentalism. And of course, right, not everybody's happy about this. Um, her winning this position has inspired a lot of racist and classist reactions.
Of
Mm,
course.
And this is because of the inherited colonial idea that there are only a certain type of people that are meant to govern others, and others are meant to be governed. And she clearly is of the class that people feel should be governed,
mm,
not in control.
mhm.
And so, I feel that, society has to move forward, times have to change. Old wrongs need to be righted. And so, even though people are upset, I think this is a step in the right direction. Hopefully, a lot of times in these societies, when these things happen, hopefully she makes it right. Nobody does anything too drastic. That's my only concern,
Mhm.
because people aren't so happy. But, it's time for things to change. And I'm so proud of them that they have taken a step into the right direction. So that just made me feel really good.
Awesome. Yeah,
You
great
know,
story, Patia.
it's a great story. I think it's awesome that they've elected, another like a woman to be a leader, and I really hope that there are going to be a positive things that are coming out of that
After
leadership
this,
for the
exactly.
people. So that's
Exactly.
awesome. Thanks for lifting us up.
Right, right.
It's interesting. A friend of mine who lives in DC told me about a month ago that he has this 3 to 5 year life plan, and he is planning on moving to Colombia.
Yeah,
And
you shared that with us.
Yeah, I
Right.
do remember you saying that.
yeah, and I thought, wow, 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 that's a big move. So,
Right.
yep, I'm moving to Colombia. So I don't know anybody who lives in Colombia until now when he moves there.
Right, right,
But
right.
it's not interesting. So he will be very happy. I'm sure he's very happy to see
Yes.
The
this
story.
election, this story, yeah, take place. So yeah,
Yeah,
good kudos.
Absolutely.
Kudos. Great story. Yes, Patia, great story.
that is a great story.
Okay, so Barika, are you next?
Yes, I am. And I chose to talk about Meta, our favorite lawsuit company, and they are in the news again.
Oh God.
Now, I don't want you to, I don't want it to confuse it with some of the other headlines that they've been in the news for, which, the algorithm that they have that has been racist when people are advertising housing, or the fact that Instagram has been hit with 8 different lawsuits for exploiting young people for profit. And those are all within the last month.
Mm,
Like, those are headlines literally from Meta within the last month. I'm talking about this. They have another class action lawsuit because they are alleging that Meta actually mined providers' patient data.
Ugh.
And I think that that's something that is like near and dear to everyone. We all have to go to the doctor, and they really have been a part of a number of different things that data privacy and sharing that is really taking a toll on the company. And
mm,
this time, it's because of that pixing trackle. That pixing trackle that, if you're trying to see if where people are going in and out, well, a lot of times they are actually putting this pixel and following you when you go and even get your doctor's information, when you're
Wow,
making an
that's
appointment,
horrible.
if you're searching for pregnancy termination, all of that
mm.
data is then being sent back to Meta. And in the lawsuit, it identified at least 644 hospital systems or medical provider websites that knowingly receives this patient
Oh,
data, and you can target them both on and off Facebook's website. And they are alleging that the company basically is violating
yeah,
Of
HIPAA
course.
rules,
yeah,
Yes.
and they are.
yeah.
They literally are. So I just want to say that this particular lawsuit, actually they had it again for WebMD, because WebMD had the Facebook pixel tracking tool on their site and was
Mm,
continuing to track users using video advertisements, and they
Right.
violated the Video Privacy Protection Act, which is supposed to protect people when they are looking for conditions and things like of that nature. So
wow.
Oh, we lost Barika. What happened?
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
you
we did. Oh, there she is. There she
you
is.
disappeared for a hot second. What happened?
It's like, what
Maybe they're shutting you down. You're talking
no,
about them. We're
Meta,
streaming
no.
right now on Meta.
Oh
Hello.
my
I'm
God.
just sharing the news.
No, honestly, you know what, Patia? I would not be surprised.
Right. That was very strange.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just sharing the news.
Wow.
But I
That's
do think it's
scary. That's scary, the thought of that.
I do
right?
think it is very interesting how we are being tracked across the internet, even in our doctor's offices, in our
That's not
searches,
okay.
and it's not okay. And we'll see how it handles. They've had cases like this from 2017, and Facebook actually won those privacy cases.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, they did. So we'll see how this pans out. But it's yet again another overreach by a tech company, and they should know better. But better than that, I'm saying I need a brand rewind for the health systems and these providers, because
I
why would you
agree.
put a pixel? And honestly, as a marketer, we know that you can put the pixel on any page.
Right.
You don't have to put the
Put
pixel
it on the page. Exactly. I agree.
and scheduling appointments.
I
Like, there are
agree.
places that you would want to keep the information. I understand wanting to market and help people to understand why they should come to your hospital, but you need to be mindful as marketers where you put that pixel and what sensitive information that you're putting back out there and giving back to Facebook, because
I
they are
agree.
using it for who knows, for who knows what they could be using it for.
For yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it's just that people don't know that how to even check to see if these things are happening, so they're less likely, these companies, to be found out? You think that's why they feel it's okay to try to get away with some of this stuff, because people just won't pay attention and know that they're doing these things? I mean, it is scary. It
Maybe
is.
at maybe at first, but I mean, I think now in the after the Cambridge Analytica
Mhm.
scandal kind of happened, I think you need to be aware. Like, you should not be in a marketing position and not think through the fact that,
Right. I agree.
like, where am I going to put this pixel? Is there going to be sensitive information, especially if it's like healthcare? Like, they have
Medical.
really, like, I can't even, as a social listener, I can't even listen to patient conversations without violating things. So
Who's
you
watching them though? Like, who's the watchdog?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it's random newspapers that seem to do like reports on like what is Meta up to now. That's what it seems to be. And then all of a sudden there's a huge class action lawsuit that comes out. But I don't think that there's a formal body that's kind of like
Right.
watching things like that.
Hmm.
No, I tell you what's this reminds me what's scary is, and we talk about this. Dana and I talk about this. When we get home from we're going out shopping, and all of a sudden, if we walk, I'm making this up. We walk into, I don't know, pick any kind of store. I don't know, AutoZone. We were there a few days ago. AutoZone. I just pick that out of my head, and within minutes, we have an ad for
Of course.
AutoZone.
Of
Of
course.
course.
It's like,
Of
oh my
course.
god,
Of
right?
course.
That's scary. That's
Yeah.
scary. Like, we're not on their website. We
We're
didn't
not,
buy anything. We just
you just
walked in the
walked
store and
in.
walked
It's
out.
yeah, it's geo targeting.
It's
Yep.
geo targeting. And Cheryl, you're absolutely, I don't know where the checks and balances are. The only time you hear about it is once it's already become a class action lawsuit, or there's some breaking news that's happening that they've used data once again illegally. So
Yeah.
See, I have to think that there is something happening that we just don't know about. There has to be. Please let us believe and know that there's some kind of body out there watching and protecting us, but apparently not, right? If they're
Apparently not, right?
lawsuits, then somebody's not watching
exactly.
closely as they should be watching. The most sensitive information that we have to protect is our health, our
Yeah.
our our
I
health
agree.
care information. So again, shame on somebody.
Shame on
Who knows,
somebody.
right? We don't even know who to shame. We have no idea who to
I mean,
shame.
ultimately, I think the blame is coming down on Meta, because they've got the deepest pockets and they're the easiest to go after. They have created this pixel, which is kind of like you can use it for evil, you can use it for good, and I think at the moment, people are kind of using it for both.
Yeah. Wow. Thank
Not
you for
good.
thank you for
Yeah.
scaring us all, Barika.
No problem. That's what I'm here for.
Not that we needed you to scare us. I tell you, because the AutoZone story that I mentioned it's just, I guess there's a way you can turn off everything, right? You can turn
Yeah.
off, you can set your settings so that you're not being tracked. I mean, there are all kinds of things you can do to prevent things like that. But you have to actually think about it and then go on your phone
Exactly.
and actually do it, or don't bring your phone at all,
Exactly.
or turn it
Yeah.
Exactly.
off. Here's a question. I don't know if you guys know this. If you put on airplane mode, would that stop all of this tracking stuff?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Good
You know,
question.
I actually don't know the
I
answer
don't
to
know.
that.
I think I saw that somewhere that putting your phone on airplane mode does something. If anybody's watching this knows, then let us know. But I
Let us know,
feel
because
like I read that somewhere, unless
but
I
you can't keep it in airplane mode the whole like all the time.
Exactly.
no, but you can't. But if you're walking in stores that you don't want people to know you walked into, for example, can you just rather than because I tell you, it seems like there are multiple layers you have to go through to turn off whatever tracking.
All the notifications and
All the
stuff. Right.
Yeah,
notifications.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Airplane mode is right there because they want you to be able to quickly do that when you're
Yeah.
flying. So I wonder if turning off. I feel like I read that or heard that somewhere, so I could be dreaming that or something. But if anybody knows, let us know if that will do something to protect your privacy and your movements, I guess is a better way of saying it.
Exactly.
All
Well,
right.
I'm going to kick it over to you. Hopefully, you can. Cheryl says turn off location
Location
services
services on your
on your
phone.
phone.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's
That's
helpful.
good. Location services. That
That
makes
makes sense.
that
That
makes
makes
more
sense.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. All right. All right. We will try that and remember to do that. All right.
So I'm going to kick it over to you to hopefully make us feel better about.
Eureka, your wish is my command. Yes, I'm going to make us all feel better because I have the best story I saw all week. This is a story about a company called Play Pits. Now, if you haven't heard of it, let me tell you a little bit about it. It is a company that was created, founded by a young woman, well, young woman, younger than me. Her name is Chantel Powell. And what happened, if I'm going to try to get this story correct. So her son, her young son was coming home from camp one day. And I have a son, he's not young anymore, but my son when he was young, he went to camp and he was all sweaty and he'd been playing and stuff and his mother wanted to put deodorant on him. And he didn't like any of the deodorant that she had, and she read the ingredients. And I'm going to try to get all this correct, but she read the ingredients and she saw that the ingredients in the deodorant, which I didn't really want to hear because of course I wear deodorant, but she was reading all of the chemicals that are in the deodorant that she didn't want to put on her young son. I feel like I'm such a terrible mother because I never thought to do that when
I
my
know.
kids were
Right.
young.
Right.
Oh my God. But she did, and she saw that there were some ingredients, and she thought, I'm not so sure this is right for my son. So she went to her kitchen and she got all of these products together. I'm not going to remember them all, but baking soda, and some other natural products. And she put them together, things that did had some of the properties of deodorant that protected you from sweating and other things. And then she goes, "Well, I have to make it smell good." Because she knew her son wouldn't wear it unless it smelled good. So she found I think some lemon scents or orange or something that smelled good. And she put it in the mixture and she mixed it up. Well, she gave it to him and she put it on him. And he went to camp that day and he came home and loved it. It worked. All the kids were saying how great he smelled. Next thing you know,
Wow.
she had all of his friends knocking
Nice.
on her door wanting the same deodorant,
Nice.
wanting the same deodorant. So
Oh,
there was born Play Pits. What an
what a
adorable
great
name,
story. Oh my
adorable
goodness.
branding. Her son, she was on CBS Mornings this week
Wow.
where I saw the story. Her son was in the back by the cameras and they showed him a picture of him on the side. But what a great story. It is now in Target.
Yes.
Hello.
Wow. Congrats.
So drum
Yes.
roll in
That is
Target
good.
stores. And it started off for kids, but now she's got products for adults, and she's got a family pack of
Nice.
deodorant for both kids and adults that she sells at Target. So if you guys can see, so this is a picture of her.
Oh.
Aw.
I got my little notes on it, but she and her together, and just the best story. So I'm going to just read this as we wind down. I'm going to read this because I want to make sure I got the story right. But as a wife and working mother of three with an unbridled interest in natural products, Chantel Powell found herself frequently whipping up all natural body care concoctions for her family. She could not have imagined the price her nose would have to pay while shuttling Cam, I think it's her son, Cam, between summer basketball camp and football practice. You smell like a grown man, she would tell him. At 6 years old, her sweet little Cam was now a smelly kid, meaning good
Oh.
smell, good smell. kid. And so she credits him with inspiring her to do that. So, of course, we're all mothers, and my
Right.
kids are in their 20s. My kids are adults. I'm sort of beyond, let's figure out what we can create and make, make millions of dollars. You guys aren't. So good things from my fellow co-host
Right,
here.
right,
Yeah, we're gonna put our heads together. We're gonna
right,
come up with
right.
something. It'll be fine. Then we'll be on Shark Tank, and we can take over from there. It'll be fine.
Come on, there's something out there. There's something out
Right,
there in your brains and
something.
your homes to come up with here. No,
No,
very,
I
very inspiring
absolutely.
story. Very
That was a
inspiring.
great
That was a
story.
great story.
Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wow, so we've got some folks online. I can't respond to anyone, but do we have any questions? Anybody have any questions out there? You guys can see those.
Oh, there's one question that was emailed in that was saying, is it possible for companies like Meta and other large companies for them to be able to not only shut off the data, but for us to sign out of it completely?
Mm.
And I know in California, we actually have like you can write this body. They have a body, and I don't know what it's called, but you can write them and say, "Hey, I don't want my data to be shared at all." And you can
Mm.
you can actually go to each company that you may have given data to at one point, or know that you've given data to, and ask for all of the information that they have back, and they have to get rid of those records.
Oh,
I don't know if any other states have that, but I know in California that is like a huge thing of data privacy that a lot of the businesses have to put in place in order to
okay.
be able to give consumers that data.
Oh, well, that's a good transition to our final segment, the more we know,
Yeah.
because that is great information to chew on as we're asking what we can do. Another question, what we can do to block our data and our information from being accessed and transmitted and given over to people who we may not want to have it, may not want to have it.
Exactly. But I mean, I think ultimately, with all of the stories that we talked about today, like there is the having to be aware of
Yeah.
like what's going on. Like, I think that that was kind of like the moral that I got is like, you have to be aware, cute little girls may not have the most sincere intentions. They may be put up to it.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
beyond that, as consumers, we have to be aware of like, where is our information going, where we're putting ourselves in harm's way, and who ultimately can have access to that information
Yeah.
in the long run. So, but hopefully we have people in place like the president of Colombia. We have people like that, and we have brands that are really looking out for the greater good, that we're able to kind of continue to thrive in the way that we should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's good message. And to be inspired and think that even though a lot of inventions are out there, a lot of products have already been invented, a lot of services, there's still many more opportunities to say, okay, what's missing that can make our lives better, enhance our lives, which is
Yeah.
what we saw with Miss Chantel doing with
Absolutely.
her deodorant story. So yeah, so it's on you ladies. Come up with that next big thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
And it's for our audience. If you guys have any ideas that you want to see come to light, let us know. We'd
Let
love
us
to
know.
talk about them.
Absolutely. 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 Okay, ladies,
Well,
the
ladies,
time has gone so quickly. Oh my goodness.
it
Wow.
really has.
Time
So,
goes when you're having fun. Okay, so if you know anyone that needs a brand rewind or you need a brand rewind, send us an email at brandrewind@gmail.com.
Mhm.
and make sure you follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, because we'd love to communicate with you on our socials.
And as we mentioned last 2 weeks ago, this is our last show for a month. The Brand Rewind team is taking the month of July off. But please do, if you haven't caught all of our Brand Rewind lives, please do go back and look at YouTube, look at Facebook. Is it on Facebook? They can look at Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Or
they
Look
can
at
look at it
Facebook.
on
YouTube.
Facebook, yes.
Okay, or the YouTube channel. Sign up for the YouTube channel, watch past episodes of Brand Rewind Live, and we will see you back here on August 4th for another live edition of Brand Rewind Live. Until then,
Take care.
enjoy, stay safe, and we'll see you in 4 weeks.
4
Bye.
weeks.
In 4
Yes.
weeks. All right.
All
Thanks,
right. Bye,
everyone.
everyone.